Hey there humans, it's hawkyre. Today, we're doing Geometry Dash Short Talks, episode 2, where we'll be discussing some more additions for the game. But first, I want to mention a comment about custom speeds, which I explained in my last GDST video. If you haven't seen it, go take a look now and come back after you've watched it. Alright, so, about the custom speed triggers, what I wanted to say is that it would enable creators to make much more synced levels, mainly wave, since you could easily match the speed to the BPM of the song and build wave structures that sync perfectly with the song. Imagine. The first new idea of the video is about optimization. Instead of saving all levels into a single file, the famous cclocallevels.dat file, we could have a cclocallevels folder where every level is a file or a folder itself. With this system, we could have so much more added into the game, such as custom sound effects, imported assets for a specific level, or a level-based backup system. The options are limitless. And I'm sure that for lots of people in the community, this would come in really handy. I want to do another short talk explaining this in more depth, so beware for that. The second idea is one that I've had for a lot of time. It has to do regarding the information we get from playing the game. Right now, the only stats we have are percents in practice and normal mode, jumps, and attempts. I propose adding some more. Also, who cares about jumps, RobTop? The main idea is a histogram of deaths, both for practice and for normal mode. The idea here is that every time you die, the percent with some decimals would get stored somewhere, and after you play for a while, you could see the whole distribution of deaths. Moreover, you could also send these numbers to the server and craft a global distribution, which would be pretty cool to see. In terms of space, we can easily calculate how much server space would RobTop need to store this data, since it seems like it'll be a lot, right? There's 65 million levels approximated right now, and let's say we use 2 decimal points for precision, so 10,000 possible storage points per level. That would give us approximately 65 million times 10,000, 650 billion numbers to track. Now, if every number is an unsigned integer, which goes up to 4.29 billion deaths, that's enough, it would use 4 bytes of space each, thus giving us 2.6 trillion bytes, or 2.6 terabytes. That's about a bit more than double what my PC has right now, so it should definitely be handleable. Another stat that we could calculate, and especially now in 2.2 that there's going to be level recordings available, as RobTop has said, is an actual measure of difficulty. How? Well, we can use statistics to determine the precision of clicks, and by taking into account the death distribution that I just mentioned, the attempts, the precision of timings over time, the length, and potentially other factors, we could probably have an algorithm which measures the difficulty somehow accurately of a level. Let me know if you think this is possible, but I definitely think we should give it a try once the replays are available. Obviously, we would need a lot of samples, so it's not going to be trivial to manage, but it's definitely something that we need to attempt. Last idea of the day is no-clip mode, but it's not the no-clip that you're used to. We could have a no-clip mode where spikes and blocks, instead of killing you, hurt you, and that could be reflected in a health bar, which would reduce if you're in hard state and kill you eventually, as well as regenerating if you manage to not get hurt for some time, kinda like the health bar of other rhythm games. This could work as a new measure of level completion, reflecting better the actual skill of players, since it would average the overall skill of the player and not let it be influenced by bad luck, flukes, or 98% fails. I think this would add some more use to playing the game, since it would allow for some more impressive records due to completions being easier to make. How would this be implemented? I've thought of some general guidelines for this. Adding a special collision block which, if you hit it, you lose health. Spikes and saws and any other block with solely harming nature could just use their hitboxes as the health loss trigger. Also, a health loss trigger itself could be interesting for boss fights or other mechanics that the creator wants to implement. adding another special collision block which kills you instantly, an in-game variable which holds the current health, to be used for decoration effects for example, another mode with a customizable max percent of loss, so players can set that they will die if they are hurt for more than a certain percent of the level, 1% for example. All of this should be pretty straightforward to implement, and I really hope that RapTop pulls out something like this in the future. And with that being said, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!